The Golden Bachelorettes Joan and Chock have an interesting plan for their move to NYC, but I don't understand what they're doing with their time. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. The Golden Bachelorette stars Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple have been sharing updates about finding a home together in New York City, but I'm struggling to understand their plans for their love nest. Throughout the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, viewers got the chance to know Joan and Chock as a couple while their relationship was forming. The pair was excited to be able to get to know each other without the show's cameras, but things changed quickly for Chock and Joan once producers weren't intermingling in their relationship. The couple had to watch as Bachelor Nation saw their love unfold. Throughout the run of the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Joan and Chock had to watch as Bachelor Nation eviscerated Chock for his behavior on the series. While Joan had fallen for Chock, Bachelor Nation wasn't so sure about him. Throughout the season, Chock isolated himself from the rest of the cast, and his intense feelings for Joan rubbed viewers the wrong way. Even so, Joan and Chock found themselves happily together as they moved through the postseason, and both shared that they wanted to move into a New York City apartment. But the stipulations surrounding their move has me confused. Joan and Chock want an NY love nest. As Joan and Chock move through the next phase of their relationship, the couple have been candid about the fact that they want to find a place in New York City to call home. Joan, who's lived in Maryland for her entire adult life, and Chock, who's originally from Kansas, are looking to find a new place that they can share together. While the idea of moving to New York City is great in theory, it's also a confusing one considering the couple's stipulations surrounding their move to the Big Apple in the coming months, which involves some serious finagling. The couple want to find a place in New York City where they can flourish together, but not live together full-time. Instead, Joan and Chock want to move to NYC in a part-time manner, moving back and forth between their respective separate homes and their independent love nest. While originally I thought the couple would be foregoing their separate homes in different states to live together in New York City, it's become clear that they both want to maintain their pre-Golden Bachelor lives in a way, moving in together in a completely separate new space in NYC's chic Soho neighborhood. Joan's family in Maryland are her priority. Although Joan has been clear throughout her time on the Golden Bachelor Season 1 and then the Golden Bachelorette that she doesn't anticipate leaving her children or grandchildren in Maryland for extended periods of time, many thought she was going to bend on that once she got engaged. With Chock coming from Kansas and Joan sharing that she wanted to live in New York City, just a few-hour train ride away from her family, it felt certain she wouldn't be sticking around her family as closely as she had before. Instead, Joan appears to be trying to merge things. Rather than giving up her life before the Golden Bachelorette fully, Joan seems to want to shift her focus to a new life that takes her all over the place. Spending some time in her home state of Maryland with her family, some time in New York City, and some time in Kansas with Chock, Joan appears to be getting more mobile than ever. Instead of trying to hunker down with her family and find love on her own, her turn on the Golden Bachelorette is changing the way she's building her schedule moving forward, though she's still prioritizing family. Chock's business in Kansas is his everything. Chock's life in Kansas has revolved around his business for a long time, especially since his children aren't local for him, and after learning about his affinity for his home on the Golden Bachelorette, many assumed Joan would prioritize that. Despite knowing that there were some moments throughout the season where Chock was contemplating leaving the show altogether, his time on the series seemed to make him miss his home more than he anticipated. Chock's love and care for Joan was grounding, but he did want to be back in Kansas quickly after the show wrapped and changed everything. While Chock's circumstances for wanting to stick around in his native Kansas are a bit different than Joan's motivations of seeing her family grow, Chock's business is serious and lucrative. Chock's been building his business for years and appears to be successful in what he does, but it's likely that moving out of Kansas would have been a bit easier for him with the advent of remote work and the technology surrounding it. Even so, Chock didn't appear to be willing to give up his home or lifestyle in Kansas after the Golden Bachelorette, even if that meant giving up Joan. I don't understand Joan and Chock's NYC move. Although I understand wanting to have a more transient lifestyle and moving around, Joan and Chock's plans to move from place to place sounds expensive and inconvenient. The pair apparently intend to move into their New York City home together, but only stay part-time. Instead, they appear to want to move between their homes in Maryland and Kansas when they're not in New York. Maintaining so many spaces will be a challenge for Joan and Chock, even with help, and constantly being so unsettled sounds exhausting in a way I personally don't want to be when I'm in my 60s. Though Joan and Chock surely understand their wants, it feels like the couple haven't thought out this plan enough for it to be happening so soon. Joan and Chock have been doing everything they can to move toward finding a New York City home, but their plans for the future include moving around so frequently that I don't understand why they want to go through with them. They're spending a ton of money for a fraction of time. While I don't know if living in NYC is the right move for the Golden Bachelorette couple, the alternative also seems strange.